Why here? So we've all heard the expression hook, line, and sinker in reference to falling for something totally. And I heard this the other day, and I got to thinking that it could sort of be used as a maxim for any content that is good. Stay with me. A hook, as you may know if you're involved in any kind of writing, is basically the thing that gets the audience's attention. It draws the audience in and makes them want to experience your content. On YouTube, the hook usually comes in several parts. There's the video title, which should be interesting but doesn't necessarily have to be informative. There are obviously a lot of videos with a bajillion views that have titles that are eye-catching and make you want to watch the video, but where the title doesn't actually correspond to what's in the video, or leaves it sort of open. The juxtaposition of the title with the video thumbnail can also provide some motivation to click. Once the audience is watching, though, it's absolutely critical that the first few moments of the video establish clearly in the mind of the audience why the video is worth watching. When the hook is set, you can begin reeling the audience in. This is the line part of my little analogy. It's basically the meat of the content. You still need to have compelling ideas and presentation during the line, because grabbing an audience's attention is relatively easy, especially when as on YouTube there's very little barrier between potential audience and content providers. But you can't necessarily know how deep the hook is set, so it's important to reel them in with a firm hand and keep things snappy and refined. Even if you succeed in maintaining the audience through the bulk of your content, they won't feel satisfied if afterward they can't see the point of what they just watched. The sinker is the part of the content that sinks in, resonates with the viewer, and basically sticks in their memory, motivating them to comment, share, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. For most videos, this comes in the form of a conclusion toward the end, or some sort of climax in the middle, followed by a resolution. It's basic storytelling. And note that these guidelines only apply to content that wants to be noticeable, meaningful, and memorable. It's perfectly possible, and in fact sometimes desirable, to have noticeable content that isn't meaningful, or meaningful content that nobody notices, or even noticeable and memorable content that don't have any intrinsic meaning or value whatsoever. In that regard, the hook, line, and sinker metaphor is sort of exclusive to video bloggers in a way, who pretty much make it their job to earn viewership and share their opinions and get subscribers and all that jazz. This also works on a larger scale. Once a person subscribes to your channel, they're hooked on your content, basically. You have to continue to produce a line of meaningful videos, or they'll remove the subscription because, well, you're boring them, or you're annoying them, or they find you in some other way disagreeable. You must also make your videos sync in with the subscribers you have, otherwise they won't be motivated to share your work. So if you are a video blogger or some other kind of content creator, and your motivations are consonant with what I've just described, then take a look at your work, and just use this mental framework to help you try and identify what makes it successful or not. If it helps you improve your ability to get noticed and share how awesome you are with a bajillion people, then that's awesome. And if not, then you haven't really lost anything other than the time spent looking critically at your own work, which I would always argue is time well spent. So, I am Why Ever Not So, and you should comment, share, and subscribe.